Hello there. My name is Ben Kench, and I'm committed and passionate about helping you grow your business and achieve the success you want in your life. Today, we're going to be able to look together at something else that when you've applied it to your business, it could have huge power and help you on your journey. So grab a pad and a pen and let's get to it. How about this? Newsletters. I know what you're thinking. That's not new, Ben. Where's the magic in that, Ben? Well, you see, it's the twist, isn't it? The real thinkers, you and I, that are pushing, we find a twist to what everybody else says is boring and old hat. First off, do a newsletter, by the way. If you haven't already got a newsletter, it may be that you decide to do something monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, but keeping in touch with your clients and your prospects is still very important. Just by sending a newsletter out, you will get some inquiries if your content is interesting. Now, we will talk another day, you and I, about how to make the language effective in what you send out. We will look specifically at some of the ways you can make it more interactive and hook me in. But for now, the actual medium itself, the newsletter, it could be printed, it could be electronic. It doesn't really matter. What matters is, does it produce inquiries? Well, try doing this. Why don't you look at it from the angle of, who else has got this problem? I know that just as you and I sit there thinking, how can I grow? How can I reach more people? What can I do? Other business owners are thinking exactly the same. And you're thinking, well, newsletter is a good idea, but it's going to cost me a bit of money and it's going to take me a bit of time. And somebody else is thinking exactly the same. Now, somebody else has got a database of people to send it to. If you were to be a solution provider, i.e., help them with producing the newsletter and send it out for them, you then get access to their data. So play this one through. Who do you know, or who could you find that serves the same audience and that is sitting there saying, I think I'd benefit from a newsletter, but I haven't got one? And why don't we create a newsletter that is shared? So you put a newsletter together as an image, a design, and you say, look, tell you what, dear friend, dear alternative supplier, I'll put your articles in my newsletter because it makes my newsletter more reader friendly. You're not just talking about you, you're talking about a range of services, 3 or 4 partners, and you're offering your reader more content. That helps because your reader interprets it as not just selling them something, and they actually read it. That in itself is power. You become more magazine, less sales newsletter, which is the perception. Once you become more newsletter magazine, read it, it's informative, people read it. But because you're asking other people to contribute articles, the law of reciprocity, remember that? That's the law that the human brain has, that if I do something for you to help you out, you're going to feel like saying to me, well, what can I do for you? So you invoke a return. The law of reciprocity. If you go to the man that's struggling to put a newsletter together and you say, don't worry about a newsletter, I'll do the newsletter. Just give me some content, a couple of articles, and they give you rough outlines and you say, I'll reframe it. You're benefiting your audience. He gives you the content to make your audience more grateful, but then he turns around and says, well, I'll tell you what, look, if you're doing that for me, send it out to my people because that's what it's for. And you say, okay, fine, if you want. You then end up sending your newsletter out to all of his audience because it's about his articles as well. And a shared newsletter could become a mini magazine where 4 or 5 people contribute articles. It actually becomes newsworthy and read. That's the power. And you're expending your message then to 5 other people's databases. How much more power do you want? Do you think if you joined up with 3 or 4 other people with a problem and you gave them a solution, do you think that might give you the odd inquiry back? I think it would. You see, it doesn't have to be hard, does it? So get your pad, get fizzing, think, who else has got a newsletter challenge? Where else could I contribute articles or help other people spread the word about their business? You see, when you go to give, people give in return. So put their interest first. Think smart. Start thinking, how could I expand this? Newsletters, they're not expensive. They don't even have to cost you anything if you've shared it. But they really extend your reach. Get scribbling. That's a good one, that. Try that. Okay then. So thank you. Essentially, this stuff works. And my mission, as I said to you when we started, is that this can be applied to your business. You see, one thing I know, and I'm sure you do as well, business success isn't about what you know. It's about what you do with what you know. And this can work, but it must be applied. So take some time out now, work through your notes, and step by step, put all of these thoughts into your business. And if you need some more help, or you want to talk to any of the team, then access the websites and keep in touch. I'll see you at the top.